Verbo last-minute deals make chasing fresh mountain powder incredibly easy. With thousands of homes close to the slopes, you can easily get Epic Pow, Freshies, First Tracks, and more. No need for months of planning. In fact, you can't even plan Pow. Pow is on its own schedule. Thankfully, somewhere in the world, it's always snowing. All you have to do is use the last-minute filter on the app to book a last-minute deal on a slopeside private rental home. Book now at Vrbo.com.
Greetings from my tub. I'm in here getting 5% cash back when I pay in full with PayPal. No fees, no interest. Make the most of your money this holiday with PayPal. Save the offer in the app.
Ends 12/31. See paypal.com/promo terms. Points can be redeemed for cash and more. Pay in full subject to terms and approval. PayPal link at NMLS 910457.
Tires matter. They're the only part of your vehicle that touches the road. Tread confidently with new tires from Tire Rack. Whether you're looking for expert recommendations or know exactly what you want, Tire Rack makes it easy. Fast, free shipping, free road hazard protection, convenient installation options, and the best selection of hand-cooked tires. Go to TireRack.com to see their hand-cooked test results, tire ratings, and reviews, and be sure to check out all the special offers. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
For the Couch Chronicles, where there ain't no fucking limits.
Every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 8 Central Time. You don't never want to miss a couch. And now we're live every Wednesday and Friday from 9:30 a.m. Central Time. That's every day of the week. Yeah, tune in. You don't want to miss this shit. It's the Couch Chronicles, where they know what? I know you said it.
If it's my ego, can you blame me? I be popping shit. And if you waiting on the low and you ain't stopping it, I do my damn thing, and you know that's a fact. And all may happen is money straight out the fucking trap. And I be giving it, yeah, you got it like a map. Some of my people change, but I'm okay with that. And I forgive, but they don't need to run it back. You made your bed, now lay it down, go take a nap. Hold up, I hope you didn't think that I believe you. You made your choice, but ain't no need to go back. No, if I cut you up, I'll leave you no slack. And please don't touch my game stuff, I'll fuck around and go back, you know that. But back to this money, back to the shame. Straight to the highway, hustling, pushing things. I'm never stopping, gotta act them back, Why the fuck would I need my ends. I mean, I do though. I need my motherfucking ends. Oh, I'm tripping. I think it's you. Oh, it's me. Oh well. If it's my ego, can you blame me? I be popping shit. And if you waiting on the low and you ain't stopping it, I do my damn thing, and you know that's a fact. And all may happen is money straight out the fucking trap. And I be giving it, yeah, you got it like a map. Some of my people change, but I'm okay with that. And I forgive, but they don't need to run it back. You made your bed, now lay it down, go take a nap.
Says that we live. Okay, y'all give me just a second. Let me make sure that this is correct. I hate when this happens. Because it actually said we was live, but now it wants to act weird. And I have a guest coming in. I'm just waiting on her to come up. Let me just double check. She's actually kind of nervous, so. And she don't need to be. Let me just make sure. can, let me see. How do, see, this ain't the, I don't even, okay, let's see if this will work. It's not working. Yes, Chelsea's gonna be on too. I was trying to add her, but I think she has to add herself, because I think TikTok is different than all the other platforms. I be forgetting. So I think she has to add herself. So you can tag her. But before we go on, let's give a moment of silence for the ones who didn't make it here today. Oh, she says she's waiting on my invite. Sorry, y'all. Okay, she says she's waiting on my invite, but I think with TikTok, I think that's what's strange to me, because how do I add her? Or do she add herself? Because I was always used to adding myself to people's lives. So let me know. Give me 1 second. There we go, on this part. Okay, if you guys know her add her. I'm sending it. I don't know how. Let me see. I know how to send it. Oh, okay. Okay. I think I did something there. Let me look over here. Okay. Let's try this out. I think. There we go. I sent it to her. Okay. I think I did it. I think I did. Wait. Girl, I thought that was you over there on Instagram too. I was like, wait a minute. You got IG too? Y'all, it's Prison Jail Felon Talk this whole week on the couch. So if you're just now coming in, sorry for the lateness. I'm sorry. The next Prison Jail Felon Talk will be December the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. If you have a story that you're brave enough to come share, you're more than welcome to come share your story right here on the couch. It's not mandatory. But I do appreciate anybody who's brave enough to come share your story, because I always tell you guys that your story could help somebody. And you never know what somebody's going through or what somebody been through on the yard, and they not brave enough to tell nobody because, shit, they don't think nobody gonna believe them, or they think that people gonna look at them crazy. But ain't nobody gonna look at y'all crazy, because baby, we went through the same thing too. Same thing. And some of us still going through it. Okay? So this is why I like to do this. It's a safe space to be able to express yourself, the way you feel, how you feel, what you're going through, from being on the yard. You know, thank you for anybody who's already shared your story right here on the couch. Y'all brave. Y'all dope. Y'all are amazing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, love. Okay, so you have to add yourself. Okay, y'all, we got Chelsea on the live. Before we go on, let's give a moment of silence for the ones who didn't make it here today. Okay. Now, let's wish for the best on Facebook. If it goes through, it goes through. If it don't, it don't. Last time it said it did, we just couldn't see it. So let's just put that right there. Put this right here. Let's see, y'all. Chelsea, add yourself. Oh, wait. I think I can do it like this. Hey, there we go. I sent you an invitation. Now, I'm not sending you an invite to, like, battle. I'm sending you an invite to come up and talk. So, yeah. I sent you an invite. You should have it on your page now. Let me try to send it again. Okay. It's at the bottom to the left. It's two people. It looked like a girl and a boy, like a blue and a pink. You click that. I think that's on your screen too. I sent it. Okay, let me see. Did I do it right? Did I do it?
Hello, friend.
Oh no.
I think we have met before, right?
Did we?
Don't go away. Don't go away.
Did we?
I have something to tell you.
What you gotta tell me?
I think you have a beautiful smile. If your drawings of your back are your own, you're amazing. Keep creating, okay?
Thank you.
We love creativity, okay, friend?
Thank you.
And the things that I always say, which I really mean, is remember to always have fun, Mimi.
Okay.
Take care of your loved ones, okay?
Thank you so much.
And do what you love.
Thank you.
Okay, friend? Mimi.
Thank you.
So, bye-bye. I hope your stream goes well, okay?
Thank you.
We love you.
I love you. How cool. Okay, now Chelsea, I don't know how I did that, but I'm trying to add you, girl. How cool was that? Thank you so much for joining the stream. And shout out to everybody that's already tuned in on all the other platforms. I know I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty. Oh, it looks like she's coming on. Let's check it out. Let me grab the microphone a little bit closer. Give me 1 second.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah. Give me a second. I'm coming. Now, where did you go? Let me see if I can pull you back up. Okay. We had her for a second and then she disappeared. All right.
Hi.
There you are.
Okay.
Now, for those that's tuned in, y'all, this is Prison Jail Felon Talk. We got Chelsea on the line. Just bear with Chelsea because for those that don't know, we're going to get into the reason why Chelsea is actually deaf in both ears now. Can you tell everybody who you are and where you're from?
Hey, I wasn't, I'm here, KJ. Oh all right, so I wasn't born deaf, as Janelle knows. I'm 37. I went deaf. I did some time with Janelle. I went in 2009 and I got out in 2013. That being said, I lost my hearing at Mabel Bassett in Oklahoma. Mabel Bassett did not treat my ear infections properly. I would go up to medical with blood dripping from my ears, and they did not treat me properly. And the infection blew both of my eardrums. That being said, so I went deaf probably about at the age of 25, 26. And had it not been for Janelle, I probably wouldn't not have made it the whole 5 years. She was there for me. She cut for me, y'all. So that's how I went deaf. Like I said, everybody hears me talking, and everybody's like, "Are you sure you're deaf?" Absolutely, I'm sure I'm deaf. You could throw a whole TV against the wall, and I'm still not gonna hear it.
Right. Now I want to pause you. I know that all right, let's pause. First off, can you tell everyone about how you got locked up? What led up into that?
Yeah. Well, okay, so my first marriage, let's just be honest. I was selling dope and running guns. I'll just keep it a band with everybody. And my ex-husband was a 3-time striker. And it was my first offense. If everybody must know, I was 19 years old. And I had no prior convictions. Like I said, he was a 3-time striker, and in my county, and K County, and Ponca City, Oklahoma, they were trying to give him life. And he had children. So with that being said, I knew I needed to step in, so I took his violent charges. And yes, my ex-husband got some time, but he did not receive an 85% charge crime. So, KJ. Anyway, that being said, I would have did the same thing for you, nobody's goofy in this matter. It's just cutting for people. It's called loyalty. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, I think she said that earlier when you was laughing. Yeah, she wasn't talking about right now. How much time did you do altogether?
Okay. I did 5 calendars, 5 in and 15 out.
Are you still on paper?
Yeah, actually, I've caught a new case, to be honest with you, and now I'm on 35 paper time. They've extended it. So, yeah, they've doubled my time.
Okay. Now, what got you in trouble again? Is it because you couldn't let go of the things that you went through in prison, or is it just what led you up into getting in trouble again?
Well, let me just keep it. I had an addiction problem. Now I'm just gonna be honest. I went through addiction. When I got out of prison, I went deaf in prison. I was battling how to deal with going deaf. Going deaf in prison became my comfort zone. I grew accustomed to prison after I went deaf, man. And everybody knew me there because everybody seen what I went through, and everybody took care of me in the need of me being taken care of. As you know, Janelle, you had to bathe me, and other women had to take care of me as well. I'm just being honest here. So, that being said, when I got out of prison, I didn't know how to adapt. I got paranoid a lot. I isolated a lot. I got self-conscious a lot because I didn't know how people would adapt to me. And so what led up to that is, I fell back into addiction. If everybody must know, I fell back into addiction. And a mutual friend of a mutual friend came around, and it is what it is. I'm just going to say the game is what it is. And I got railroaded on some things. And I caught another case. And so here I am, and my time got doubled with all that. And if everybody wants to know, my truth doesn't scare me. I UA for 2 years. I've got double time on paper. I do all that. So with that being said, yeah, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you were dealing with going deaf in prison, how did you get to be so bad? You know, was the staff being neglectful? For those that don't know, you know, I know firsthand what you went through, but for the ones that don't know, can you kind of give them firsthand on the experience of how the staff treated you, you know, when you were going through that and the things that they told you?
Oh, no. So when it first happened, if you want to take it back when it first happened, now growing up, I probably needed tubes growing up. I had multiple ear infections, but as I got older, I went into prison, and here I am. Now I got blood coming out of my ears, and I'm constantly going to COs, the captains, the chiefs, even the people that can connect with the warden. At that point, and I'm begging them to take me to the medical, and a medical would give me a sick call, which if anybody knows anything about being incarcerated, sick calls, you can get an appointment 2 weeks from the time you put in the sick call. So here I am, and they gave me the same eardrops. The same eardrops that burned my canal. Like I said, if you want to backtrack, I did 5 calendars flat at 85% at 19 years old. So I'm young, I'm not knowing what's going on, I'm nervous, I'm scared, I'm surrounded by Mabel Bassett and the women that were in Mabel Bassett covered for me, but the COs, I can't say to a degree they were there for me. I had captain statements, I had CO statements, I had chief statements saying that they took offender 605475 up to the medical at such and such time with blood dripping out of my ears, and they turned me away due to because Mabel Bassett didn't believe that I went deaf. The reason why I went, they believed me, was because of the other women, because of you, Janelle, because of other women. And Mabel Bassett that finally went up to the medical and said, hey, look, this girl is deaf. We yell for her on the yard, and she just ignores us. So I got some good. Let me just say, the COs that was there for me, it just depended on the COs, you know.
Right.
It really did. You know, we had some good ones, and then we had some ones that was like, we don't give a fuck what you going through. You know what I mean?
Do you feel like if they would have taken you serious, that you wouldn't be as far bad as you are right now?
Oh, absolutely. And I would take paper. I would take pieces of paper to visitation because my family didn't know how to communicate with me. They had to write it down. Yeah. I could no longer use their phones. I had to have other people make calls for me. To my family, and mind you, my family didn't know who you or any of the other women, that they didn't know you guys. All because Mabel Bassett didn't care about any of that. But it took up to up to 6 weeks. I waived my parole in about 6 months to my release. There was another girl that had came in deaf, and they had to send her out for her jacket. And so they said, I might as well send this one out. They sent me out, and they were like, oh, shit, she's went deaf under our care. And they sent me out for a CAT scan and all that. And they seen that in my ear canal, that my microscopic hairs in my bone, that pink sound does no longer move because of them, because they failed me treatment So, and then they wanted to give me treatment, and I was 6 months before my prison release. No, I don't want y'all's treatment now. I'm fixing to go home. Who wants to wake up the prison guards?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, had they had paid attention to me, Janelle, I really believe had they paid attention to me a year, 2 years, 2.5 years prior to my release, absolutely they could have saved my hearing. But since then, I lost the whole sense because I'm able to.
Right. Now, do you feel like losing your hearing changed your speech as well?
Absolutely. And then that does bother me. From what I can gather, with my husband, with my mother, nobody that's close to me knows fluent sign language. As you know, there was another girl that knew fluent sign language, and her and I taught it there while we were there. So no one here in my immediate world knows sign language, and everybody tells me that I slur my words some. And yeah, absolutely, I agree with you on that point. It has, but Mabel Bassett tampered with my file. If you want to go there, absolutely, they tamper with my file.
Now, what leads you to believe? What leads you to believe that they tampered with your file? Now, I believe you. I'm asking for the podcast sake.
Okay, well, because I had a whole lawsuit. I gave my mother power of attorney while I was incarcerated. Mind you, I'm 19 years old, 20 years old, 21 years old. And now I'm going through a medical experience. I'm not knowing what's going on. I'm at a maximum penitentiary for women. And I'm not going to say I'm confused, but I'm at a point in my life where I have a lot going on. I have a lot going on my shoulders, and I'm trying to wither through it all. And so I gave my mother power of attorney while I was there. And after they had sent me out for my hearing test via the other girl that came in that was deaf and realized that definite, in fact, I went completely deaf. I have paperwork. I have all that. So they tampered with my file because what I was asking for in my lawsuit, it would have collapsed the White House, if you would like to know the honest to God truth. They would have been went bankrupt.
Yeah.
Mabel Bassett would have been went bankrupt.
Oh, yeah, facts. I know, I was there. It was probably, for me, one of the most scariest things to watch that wasn't physically done, like a fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was the scariest thing to watch, to see this blood like streaming out of your ear, and to see that you trying to get the help and nobody's helping you. Like, I related to that so much because they was doing me the same way, telling me that nothing was wrong with me. And, it wasn't many people that believed me, but, you always believed me. You know what I'm saying? My wife always believed me. And I really appreciate that. And I always made sure to be there for you. And, because I just...
Yeah, I remember that me and you was a few doors down, and it was constant. Then I can remember a few COs by name. That when I couldn't hear the speaker in the cell, of course, and I would just tap the button, and I would just yell at the speaker like, "Hey, my ears are bleeding, my ears are bleeding, my ears are bleeding." And there was that one girl in there, that white girl, and she would say what she said or whatever. Like, hey, she needs help, and I was in the handicap room because of Mr. G, our case manager or whatnot. And, there was a lot of times our case manager would just blow me off. And when it came to me using the phones, when they finally figured out that I went completely deaf under their care, I would have to go into our case manager's office and use a TTY phone.
Right.
Exactly. And there's so many times when I would, throughout the week, I'd be like, Mr. G, can I use the phone to call my mom or whatever? He'd be like, oh, I don't have time right now. And he would tell me to get out of his office. Even on a Joby, our unit manager at the time, you know, where I'd be like, oh, no, you fine, Esther, you fine, you know, you just fine. And nobody believed me for a long time in medical didn't believe me, and they gave me hell about it now, man. And then they believed, to be honest, with all y'all, they believed I was attention seeking, and they kept giving me the same eardrops that burned my ear canals, and it burned, and I bled even more because they burned my ear canals. And that's why I eventually blew my eardrums, because of my ear infections.
That is terrible. And for those that don't know, regardless of what you are in prison for, we should not be neglected for our health. Our health should not be neglected. And a lot of us, our health ends up declining, and some of us don't know until we get out or until it's too late. And in Chelsea's case, it was too late, even though she brought it up to their attention when it wasn't too late. It was basically perfect timing to help her, and no one believed her. And it's several inmates that get done like this, that get treated as if they're telling fucking lies, and we're really suffering and going through shit, and we get brushed off and pushed to the side and end up with long-term illnesses or things wrong with us. And we didn't go into prison like this. She did not go into prison sounding like this and being like this. Trust me, this was my friend from the time that she hit the yard. I remember how she was or passed away exactly. I remember who she was and how she was before they allowed this to happen. I truly do.
Yeah, absolutely. KJ Blessings. Yeah, there was multiple of us. There was that Mabel Bassett. And they want to put it on it being a suicide. If you want to get technical, let's talk about it. No, it wasn't no suicide. It's Mabel Bassett, man. Mm-hmm. Period. It's Mabel Bassett and the regulations, and a lot of their COs and their captains trying to cover a lot of different things. And let's look at it. Who could potentially, you can commit suicide? Yes, okay, but you've got 1,000 plus women that are surrounded by you at all times. Mm-hmm. You've got guards regulating you 25/8. There is no potential way that I'm just being honest, that you could actually commit suicide in the open. And one of the women, they said that she hung herself from, she hung herself from her bed on the top bunk. No, you have either 3 other cellmates or you have 1 other cellmate. And I'm just being honest now. If I was in a cell with another woman that's trying to hang herself, I'm gonna flip out and I'm gonna try to get the CO's attention.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we've got something going on here. Exactly, KJ. We stuck together. So, hey, there's something going on. Like, hey, you know, like, hey, I need y'all's attention. Can y'all come here? You know what I mean? Like, that cannot be possible. And then at one point, I even seen the post or whatever talking about she was in what we call jail, but she was in the hole and she committed suicide in the hole. Like, how could you potentially commit suicide when you're watched 23 hours a freaking day? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You regulate. You have to go by the cells. every single hour on the hour.
Mm-hmm.
You've got cameras on the doors, every single door. Even our death row girl, we have a death row girl for years now, and they keep us all logged down when they move our death row girl, because nobody is allowed, because they regulate her to that extent. That being said, if they regulate a death row girl and they put people in lockdown that could be in a cell that is right next to our death row girl, why would you not regulate that area? You will regulate that area. Because it's right next to your death row girl. Yeah. Because you know that is on you. That's on you if you don't. So how can you say she committed, or this girl or that girl or this or whatever committed suicide? You can't say that. But government and Mabel Bass said it be in the maximum penitentiary. The only maximum penitentiary in Oklahoma for women. That's like going up against the White House. Come on, people. It's the only maximum penitentiary for women. You can't say that girl committed suicide. You can't. The cover up, and y'all did that.
I know exactly who you're talking about, and I do believe it was a cover up. I do believe that it was. I do believe that it was an inside job that someone sent the person, and they think it was somebody totally different. But I know exactly who I believe it was, and when I approached them, just know, Yeah, well, that's
you
said like old girl knocked over some coffee and they staged
it.
And
now she was right there with our death row girl. They watched that 25-8. That's jail for us.
Yes, and being in a maximum facility, you can bet your bottom dollar that you could possibly be set up by the police, by the staff, by somebody higher up that's in there. Seriously, and they will cover up your death if you die in there. They will make it look like a suicide. It's true. This type of shit happens. This type of shit has happened. We have seen this, and it's crazy. And no one believes us, which is another reason why I make sure that we do prison jail Felon Talk.
And it wasn't just her now. We've had 2-3 since her.
Yep, you said they had 3 people we know to clean it up. Yep. Yeah. I know. And let me tell y'all something. There's not anything that any staff member could tell me to make me want to help them cover up a death. There's nothing on any yard. I wouldn't give a fuck. There's nothing you can bribe me with. There's nothing. It's us against them. Sorry. So, yeah, exactly. It's us against them. And again, in Chelsea, I'm so fucking sad, that to this day you didn't get the help that you need. You are one of the stories that still bother me to this day. Like being a victim of not being listened to. I go through it all the time. About. What I went through, trying to tell them what was going on with me, and they kept telling me nothing was wrong. So I couldn't even imagine at the capacity of what you went through and having to deal with that. Because I know what I felt like having to deal with no one believing in me or treating me like I'm lying or pushing me off or telling me that I'll put in a sick call. I can only imagine.
And that's what they did now. That's what they did. Like, they really told everybody she's attention seeking. She's attention seeking. For 4.5 years now, they did not believe me. Like, I took paper, plain white paper into my visiting room so my family could write down the responses to
I remember.
Like, the fuck? How do y'all not believe me? Like, who would do something like that? Just for, like, who does that?
Right.
Just because.
They said I was faking seizures. I don't know about any of you guys, but I don't know nobody that fakes being deaf. I don't know nobody that fakes seizures. I don't know nobody that fakes... there are people that fake death. They'll fake their death. But I don't know none of them type of people personally. So if somebody's saying I'm hurting, I believe them. If somebody say, oh my God, I believe them. So to not be believed, I don't know if you guys ever experienced that, but it literally does something to you mentally, physically, and emotionally. When you literally are going through something and no one believes you. Some people believe you, but not the right people that'll get you the help that you need. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's bad, yo. It's bad. Remember back said, ain't for the right. Man, you know, they just there for the check if you want to be honest. That's all. Mm-hmm. That's all. And let's just go back. Like, how many times he had multiple CEOs been fired while you and I were locked up because they was just there for the check. That's all I'm gonna say. You get me? They wasn't there for us. Yeah, that wasn't there for us. That was there for the check or for the women. Let's talk about CEO Smiley. He was the only one that pretty much was there for us, and I will say that because he sat there in our day room, and I specifically asked Smiley. He said he worked at a men's prison as opposed to women, and he was just like, you know, women are more intense than men. Yes, absolutely, and they do drag things on more than men. Yeah. But there's more to them on a deeper level, and emotional level, spiritual level. Mm-hmm. And there are CEOs that are there for Sam because they see what it is, but there are some, just in my case, you know, like I said, there was multiple times that I was beating on the doors after lockdown at 10 o'clock, like my ears are bleeding, and they would just be like, offender, go lay down, go to sleep, it's lockdown, and I'm just like, my ears are bleeding though, yo. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, okay, come on, we'll take you to medical, and then 30 minutes later, I'm back in my cell because I've been turned away by medical.
Exactly.
So, you know,
I know that one, you're right, just heartless. I know that does something to your mental. Like, how's your mental now? Like, tell us about your mental stability right now.
My mental stability, when I first got out. No, let me back up. Before I got out, a few months before I got out, I'll get into the details. I was scared to get out because I went deaf from prison. I did it 5 years. I was 19, so I became accustomed to prison, give or take. So when I got out, I thought I was going to be scared of the world. I didn't know what to expect. Deaf people have their own world, and I never, like I said, there was another deaf girl in there. She tried to teach me that, but I blew her off because I thought, how can deaf people have their own world? You're human, you know. So I get out, and I started to isolate because I realized I can still talk very well. And people are like, how can you talk so well? But you say you can't hear, you're deaf. Yeah, okay. So everybody wants to know that when you're born deaf, you don't know what water sounds like being turned on. You don't know what a car sounds like being started. You don't know what to look for. So you don't know how to talk. You don't know your voice. I went deaf at 22, so I knew my voice. So I go out in the world when I got out of prison. I come out and I'm deaf. And I went in at 19. I'm still trying to learn the world. At that point, I was a young little girl, and I didn't know a whole lot. And I grew accustomed to prison life, and now I'm deaf. So I got nervous, and my mental stability went into isolation mode. I got paranoid a whole lot. I thought when I'm sitting in a group of people, I'm looking at everybody that's a kiki and on a ha-ha and laughing and having a good old time, but no one's saying, hey, this is what we're talking about. And I'm getting nervous because are you talking about me? Or are you know, what's being talked about? Maybe I have some input. You know, maybe I would like to kiki and ha-ha sometimes. You know, so... everybody, even my family, didn't know how to deal with me, and they really still don't. You know, now, like I said, nobody knows sign language that's close to me. My husband's learning. My mother, she doesn't know, and nobody else besides my husband, knows sign language. He doesn't know fluent, but he's learning, and So, it's difficult. So I back in and I stay low to the earth because I don't know who. You would be surprised, you would be surprised of when people realize, when people realize that I'm deaf. We can say this, or they cover their mouth with their hand. And thinking that they're not talking about me. Why are you covering your mouth with your hand? Because it's something about me. There's no other reason for you to cover your hand. Because, I can read lips so well.
Right.
Stop crying.
I love you.
You know, man. So there's no reason for you to cover your mouth. Because I read lips I've had to learn how to read lips. I had to teach myself in prison because at that time I didn't know sign language until I taught myself in prison. And I only did that because lip reading is not perfected. And when I realized that I wasn't catching on to certain words or certain plots that people were applying or this or that, I had to teach myself sign language and people's body language and people's facial expressions and demeanors. I had to master it, and I observed it, and that's what I did. I mastered it, and I sat back in the cut. I sat on the benches on the track that's around Mabel Bassett that we can go and run in, and I sat back and I just watched every single woman going by that was talking to a friend, and I taught myself demeanors, I taught myself body language, I taught myself everything. I had no choice, because now I can't hear them. That being said, so my mental state is
yes, that's Chelsea.
I'm defensive, Jamel. I'm defensive. I stay on defense mode. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sarah Foreman. So, yes, this is me, Sarah. Oh, now this is me. Yes, it is. It's me.
I love you so much.
Yeah. It's me, Sarah. Hi.
You guys.
Anyway, so
This is firsthand of neglect. This is firsthand of, and y'all think that, and they quick to charge a parent for child neglect, but they not quick to charge the prisons for adult neglect. And they literally neglect us all the time. There's so many times and so many stories that you can hear from different people that come here on the couch that can tell you firsthand of the things that they had to go through. And no matter what their crime is, no matter if they chose to be there, no matter if they didn't, no one chooses to be treated unfairly. No one chooses to not get the help they need. We're literally begging and trying to get the help we need, and we literally get turned away. You say, because in their minds, we don't matter. We're just a number. Exactly. We are.
Yeah, exactly. I went through a lot. And, now, Sarah, I'm just going to say it like Sarah was there with us through it all. So, her and I seen each other for quite some time, and she experienced it too, right along with you, and Yeah, it was crazy for me. My mental state is on point. I have to be now because I lost the whole sense. You know, that's like going blind, acting as if you can walk across Oklahoma City Highway. You know, so yeah, you're cautious and you're paranoid and you're nervous, and then when you're sitting in a whole group of folks, you're just like, are you talking about me? Why are you? Yeah. Why are you covering your mouth? Why are you looking at the other person? Can you chime in? Because maybe I want to laugh too. Maybe I got something to say about it too. You know, maybe what topic of discussion, maybe I got my 2 cents. You know, maybe my 2 cents could help your situation or whatever the topic of discussion might be. You never know. But if you're sitting here covering your mouth, looking to the next person, or laughing, I mean, my mental capacity has went into isolation mode. I don't trust. I don't. I'm reluctant. I'm reluctant on a lot of different levels nowadays. Like I never thought I would be, to be honest. And that's only because my deafness. I mean, let's just be honest. I'll just let the world know. I go to therapy for it. I've had to, and I still am. Because look, when Michelle said death has a whole world, and death really has a whole damn world.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you didn't believe it or understand it because you were just now getting it.
I try to be happy about it, and I try to look at it as a blessing. And you know, like when I got out, I spiraled out. Sarah, I spiraled out, and I went into a whole deep mode. And there's a mode that I should have never been in, and I wasn't in. I was in a dark state. I was in a dark frame of mind because I didn't know how to react to the world. I didn't know how to respond and know how to live. And I did some things that I regret. I lived in ways that I regret now, but I've been clean for quite some time now.
Congratulations.
And, I'm learning how to trust, and I'm learning how to just ignore me being deaf. So it is what it is. Mabel Bassett did what they did, but they're not going to win, Janelle.
No, they not. Period. We're going to speak our truth. Period. And thank you. I appreciate you for being brave enough to come up here and share your story, to be brave enough and just bare your soul, you know, to my couch potatoes and anyone else that's listening, you know, because it's hard to explain or tell your side of the story when everyone to them want to look at you a certain way. You know, it's very hard, you know, to keep pushing when you don't have a lot of people encouraging you, you know. So I want you to know that we encourage you every day. Like, we love you and we are here for you any way that we can be. And during this time, man, some of us was here for you whenever it first started. And I know how difficult that it must be, you know, and we love you. So that's why I cry. I cry because it hurts my heart.
Don't cry now. Don't cry.
Yeah, it just hurts me to know.
You was there for me. I didn't know been for you. I really don't know how I would have made it through a lot.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you even listened or took heed or even allowed me to help or be there for you and everyone else that was there for you. I'm glad that you allowed it, you know, because it's hard to allow people to help you not knowing what their real intentions are.
Well, that's just it. I'm still trying to learn. Like, there's a lot I'm still trying to learn. I can't explain it now. It's Like I've got live captions, like everything that you're saying right now. I've got my phone on live captions, right? And it's kind of like TV captions, and I can still talk on the phone. Right, KJ, right? It's healing. You know, and I don't let it hinder a whole lot. Actually, you know, me and my husband were property managers of like 10, 11 different properties now. Wow. And so my husband does maintenance on all our properties and multiple others. He's got his business going on. And so I deal with the business area, and so I have to be on the phone and do things like that. And with my deafness, I don't let it hinder me. I can still come on now, okay? Right. I can still be on the phone, you know, and that's where everybody questions me, you know, like, now you gonna laugh at me, don't laugh at me, okay? So like I can go into a business professional era, and I can just go and I start talking business to them, and they start responding. I'm like, wait, hold up, I'm deaf. I don't know what you're saying. And they're like, huh? And I'm like, huh? I'm like, huh? You know, and I'm like, wait, I'm deaf, you know, and they're like, you're deaf? You know, like, it's actually kind of funny to me, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, and, anyway, so, I mean, I do try to take the positive note out of all this.
Right.
And yeah, I try to get the positive out. I'm learning still. And my paranoia has calmed down a whole lot, because I must say my paranoia was deep, girl. I thought everybody was out to get me.
Right.
Shit. Like, why are you coughing? Are you coughing to come get me?
Right.
Why are you covering your hands in your mouth to sneeze? Are you coming to get me?
Right. Well, I'm so glad that you have, you know, something to cope with, and you have a beautiful husband that loves you and makes sure that you're taken care of. You know, we couldn't have want anything more, you know, than to be loved by somebody genuinely, you know, and who's going to make sure that we taken care of. So, you know, my wife, oh my goodness, when I tell y'all, she has been there through all my surgeries, made sure I was good, and them surgeries was tough. So I can only imagine what you go through on a daily. Thank you so much for being the strong woman that you are. And all the ladies that's watching, and the men that did time and is still doing time, thank you so much for being the strong people that you are, because it takes a special person to be able to do time.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I just want to thank you for letting me speak my story, my testimony. You know, I never realized how much people ping to my story until I started this whole TikTok thing, and everybody's just like, well, you know, I was assistant manager for 7-Eleven Circle K Stripes before 7-Eleven bought out Stripes in Texas, and you know, I had people that come in and were like, if you're deaf, why are you here? You know, at front desk, can you get your manager? And I'm just like, I am your manager. You can like really get the fuck out of my store, or you can talk a little bit slower and I can get what the fuck you need behind me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and then I had those people that come in, right? And then I had those people that came in and was like, oh my God, you're doing this? You know that you're doing this because, you know, you're deaf, you're doing all this, you know, you're running stores and everything, salute. And I'm just like, yeah, you know, so, yeah, I really like this whole TikTok thing. Like, I've been self-conscious about all this, you know, and I just want to thank you now because you brought that out.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. I love you, like I said, and thank you so much for sharing your story. And you're more than welcome to come back anytime. It's not just this one time. You can come back anytime. Period. Like, it's nothing. Anybody that's willing to tell their story, come through. You know. Y'all make sure that you follow Chelsea on all social media. She's MRS Mrs. Rose Gold on TikTok. So if you would like to, follow her, support her, I will make sure to put her information in the description. Again, Chelsea, thank you so much for being on the couch.
Thank you. I love you.
I love
hey,
you.
KJ, love you too. Y'all have a good night.
Yes, you too. Period. Y'all, it's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. It's prison, jail, felon talk this whole week on the couch. So if you didn't get something today, you might get it tomorrow or the next day or the next day. I love you guys. Make sure that you follow and support Chelsea. Her story is one of the hardest ones that I had to, witness and go through on the yard. I'm so glad that she was able to share it with you guys. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be on live early due to the Thunder are playing, so make sure that y'all tap in. I love you guys so much. I will be live tomorrow, maybe around 1-ish, 1 p.m. tomorrow, 1 p.m. Central Time. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow. I love you guys so much. It's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. Thunder up, period. I love you guys. Love you. Wow, Chelsea.